This video is called How Dragon Ball Super Ruined Gohan, but I want to talk about generally about other things that ruined Gohan that aren't just exclusive to Dragon Ball Super, so don't worry about that. We all know Gohan. He's an Earthling Saiyan hybrid, and Goku's son, having the traits to get massive boosts once he's angry. Gohan started off like a normal kid, unlike Goku, until he was trained by Piccolo as an asset to fight the Saiyans. Gohan's power is key for that, a so-called wildcard in battle. As the first arc focused on Gohan being restricted by his fears and slowly warming up to Piccolo. As the anime did a great job with amazing filler, minus the second time where Gohan turned into an Uzaru in that one episode. That was horrifying. Once Piccolo died, Gohan refused to be useless and confronted Nappa, and later managed to stall a heavily weakened Vegeta, lastly turning into an Uzaru, aka a Great Ape, allowing him to finish off Vegeta in a double knockout. Gohan's desire to bring Piccolo back allowed him to tell his mind to his mother, and on Namek he finally took a more active role. Gohan was still scared but showed courage during his confrontation with Vegeta, the Doria, the Ginyu Force, and even Frieza. He managed to trick Vegeta a few times and overwhelmed Frieza with a Senkai or Rage boost. At the end of the day, Gohan didn't achieve much against Frieza as his dad stole the spotlight. Gohan still showed promise of his growth for the upcoming arcs. As the Cell Saga didn't focus on Gohan, I won't go to discuss about future Gohan since the events he experienced turned him into a completely different character. Gohan immediately went to fight Frieza, sensing his ki. Ultimately, they didn't meet each other, but Gohan knew that one of the characters that has the ability to fight Frieza, and not Roshi because of his experience. After learning about the androids, Gohan trained 3 years with Goku and Piccolo. Later he disappeared for a while from the fight to train with the recovered Goku in the hyperbolic time chamber, or room of spirit of time, whichever you prefer, learning how to reach Super Saiyan. Seeing Gohan getting used to the Super Saiyan form inspired Goku to master the form over simply surpassing it. Gohan's natural talent with Goku's training routine, Gohan managed to fulfill the requirement to turn into a Super Saiyan 2, aka Grade 5 of Super Saiyan. During the battle against Cell and Goku, Gohan was teased by being confused that others were shitting their pants about the fight which looked average to him. Gohan neither believed that Goku was fighting seriously, and was confused when Goku tagged him on. Goku knew Gohan was already stronger. Gohan tried something different since both he and Cell were even in power, and Cell not being a mindless monster anymore. He tried to reason with him. Cell got curious and Gohan's hidden potential, and artificially tried to make him mad using the Cell Juniors. It wasn't until Android 16 told him that it's okay to fight for the right thing that Gohan finally snapped and turned into the teased form beyond Super Saiyan. Gohan made great work on Cell, but the power went over his head. It's understandable since Cell didn't listen to him and wanted to make Gohan mad by attacking his allies. But Gohan went too far to the point that his dad had to tell him to destroy Cell, or otherwise the Earth will be destroyed as well. Cell came back more powerful after Goku had to sacrifice his own life to protect Earth, which really devastated Gohan and eventually even crippled his arm protecting Vegeta. Now Gohan lost the will to fight. I didn't like that moment honestly, but we got an amazing father song Kamehameha, which finished off the Cell. Gohan was built up well, while Cell arc had a lot of flaws. It delivered a satisfying payoff to Gohan's character arc and potential. So you were looking for how Gohan would keep his role as a new main character. We get a time skip with the Buu saga. Gohan is now going to high school and is a great Saiyaman. I don't like this persona of Gohan. It felt out of place to steal poses from the Ginyu Force, which threatened him as a kid. Just remember, Rikun broke his neck, and he's copying those who the poses of those that represent evil. That stuff with the awful outfits felt out of field too. I liked, however, how he taught Goten and Videl how to fly. Videl kinda saved the Saiyaman stuff for me, since it created an interesting relationship between them. Especially when Spopovich hospitalized Videl, Gohan confronted her, and it looked like we will still get some payoff once the battle against Kibito started. After that, after being humiliated by letting his energy stolen, Gohan's redeeming moment supposed to be the Dabura and Buu fight. Here it was made clear that Gohan got weaker during the time skip, to the point he couldn't defeat Dabura and got utterly humiliated by Buu. The Kaioshin brought Gohan to the Kaioshin realm so he can draw out the Z-sword and train with it. It was later revealed that another Kaioshin was sealed in the sword, who had the power to awaken Gohan's hidden potential to the maximum and even beyond, with a ritual that's supposed to take a whole day, which it didn't. Ultimate Gohan, as it was called by fans, is a state where Gohan can use all his powers to its maximum without transformation, which not only saves time but also stamina. He beat the crap out of Buu, but then lost and got absorbed himself. That was one of the dumbest moments in Dragon Ball to me. And Gohan responded to Buu, "Are you here to fight me?" with, "No, I'm here to kill you." And at some point he also called Buu a retard, only to be humiliated by that retard by being cocky for the second time. The Buu saga was a very low moment for Gohan. He got another power up he didn't earn and lose despite all the build up. And we go to GT. GT didn't do much with Gohan. He was showing some interesting feats in keeping up with Super Saiyan Baby Goten while in base form, but that was pretty much it. He got the unfortunate karma to keep fighting the final boss that are vastly stronger, with the exception of Reldo. Reldo sadly was defeated by Oop with one ki blast before Gohan could even fight seriously. GT could have done more with Gohan, but there was no moment like in the Buu saga that outright dishonored him. There was still a good Piccolo got by moment, but that was more a Piccolo character moment. And you go to the Battle of Gods movie and anime that let Gohan lose effortlessly with one hit. That itself isn't terrible, but to think that Vegeta would get a rage boost, which is Gohan's character trait, is rather insulting. In the movie, Gohan being drunk was played for laughs, only to shift the tone by letting Videl get injured by making Gohan rather incompetent than funny. Revival of F is when shit really hits the fan. In the movie, Gohan got weakened so weak that he doesn't even know if he's capable to turn Super Saiyan. He got so weak, he had to turn Super Saiyan against someone confirmed to be Dodoria level called Shizami. Shizami was a character people were hyped about before the movie came out, questioning how a Freezer soldier can harm Piccolo, so they thought he has to be Dabura's brother. Gohan then gets knocked out by first form Freezer like a jobber. People think Gohan was useful because he beat a bunch of Freezer soldiers, but Freezer was just sitting there watching instead of interacting himself, which made the entire thing look like filler. Compare that to the Super 17 saga, where the villains were all around the Earth and a new threat was about to emerge. It was only there to extend the runtime of the movie. The Super version was just as bad. Gohan had to transform against Tagamo. It doesn't matter. He was possessed by Ginyu anyways, and still incapable to turn Super Saiyan 2. When Piccolo died a disappointing death, being a meat shield he is, instead getting stronger, Gohan was put a pathetic state that became a well-known meme to this date to summon his dead. Once Piccolo returned to life, he wanted to get trained to get stronger. Until the Tournament of Power we got some filler, funny because Super is filler itself. It's nice to see Gohan being a scholar, so before the tournament started, Gohan trained again under Piccolo to regain his ultimate form. It was neat to in a sense that Piccolo criticized Gohan's character flaws, being cocky by getting drunk by his power. Sadly, I question that Piccolo being able to reach Super Bull level at this point. But the worst thing is about less than a day before the tournament actually started, Gohan became about Super Saiyan Blue level just training under Piccolo. It made no sense at all. The worst part is, Gohan could have regained some of its power and beyond if he did the stupid god ritual or trained under Whis and then honed his skill. But training under Piccolo is absurd as Roshi being in the Tournament of Power. Well, maybe not that much. Gohan was teased again with a potential new form. Eventually you would get that, but not in the Tournament of Power. Gohan seemed like he was about to take the tournament really seriously, but the build-up really didn't pay off. He became the term team captain, which meant jack shit. Their strategy didn't mean shit because of the plot. Their strongest attack didn't even work against jobbers, who were revealed far weaker later on. Gohan insisted to have a one-on-one fight against a certain opponent for no reason. He hid from nobodies like Rob the Robot and random Yard Rat. The writers couldn't keep him away from Piccolo, his meat shield, for too long. He did some damage to nobody robots, and took down Dispo, who could defeat Gohan, couldn't defeat Gohan because Frieza spammed death beams. And so did Dragon Ball Super win Gohan. I would say they made him significantly worse. especially with the new movie where Gohan became a weak sauce again and had to regain his power again. And what pisses me off is that the writers can recycle this over and over again and will probably do that. Gohan is probably not able to use that new form he got in their future again, so they can recycle this plot point of getting stronger by being trained by Piccolo, which he wasn't, to get stronger again. And Super made him insanely weak. Like, if you look at the Buu Saga, you can say, okay, he went from 100 to 80, maybe 70, but if you watch Dragon Ball Super or the new movies, he went like from 100 to a 10, maybe even worse, considering he needed Super Saiyan to beat someone at Dodoria level. But here comes the real kicker, which is yet now not really related to the video topic how Dragon Ball Super ruined Gohan, but how Toriyama ruined Gohan. And this is not about most of you probably know this, that Toriyama stated that he didn't see Gohan fit as a hero, but what I think is that either he can't write Gohan as a hero because he can just write characters as dumb as Goku at the real lead role, because if you watch any other media, even Superman, you can see someone like Gohan could be even a much better and more interesting character at the lead role than Goku could be. But unlike Goku, Gohan isn't an active character searching for conflict, which makes Goku a better target, since he apparently, especially in Dragon Ball Super, is the cause of all problems. Another possibility is that Toriyama wasn't satisfied with how he wrote Gohan in the Buu Saga, and I feel this is my personal feeling in regards to how Gohan got his ultimate form, because he didn't really train for it. He got a power nerf, he got weaker during the time skip, but all he did is swing his sword, which was a bit heavy, and I don't think that is good enough training to make him even close to his former self. And then he gets a power by just sitting around or standing around, depending on what the old Kai really wants at the moment. And then he comes acting like a completely different character, which doesn't really fit Gohan, and possibly it would feel not right if Gohan would have killed Super Buu at that moment, in my opinion. Because think about it, how did Buu lose at the end? He was defeated by the combination of Goku using the Spirit Bomb with the power of everyone on Earth and a few others from other planets, which is the representation of hope, meaning it's creating a bombastic ending that Gohan could never deliver by himself, because he doesn't have something like the Spirit Bomb or a large bond like Goku has with people all around the Earth. There's Vegeta, your average punching bag. Gohan is not suited for a role like that. Maybe Piccolo, but Piccolo was dead, so it doesn't matter. And lastly, a character that was built up pretty well, who has a personal connection and relationship with Buu, that being Mr. Satan, who became from a gag character who conned everyone to using his power over the people to get the give Goku the power to defeat Kid Buu. And overall, the Buu saga was a complete disappointment to me, but yeah, how should I say it? It's reasonable how why Toriyama went with the ending he did over what could have been. But regardless, its Dragon Ball Super set really completely ruined Gohan, and no amount of amazing movies, even if the movie wasn't amazing, can really undo the damage or even fix it, because we know Gohan will be a weakling in the future again and has to train and gain another power up beyond that what he has, which actually makes no sense, but really at this point it doesn't matter to me.